The other day I was watching on YouTube, they had a kind of a documentary on Amish people, and I'm not knocking them one bit, because I think really I envy them, because they're more laid back than they are nowadays. They're more like it used to be in the old days. Back when I was a kid, actually, it was a lot like, in a lot of ways, like the Amish are now. But I can remember back when I was probably 7 or 9 years old, or maybe even 10, and my grandpa and his brothers, everybody lived in a pretty close little proximity there. I think the old man, the grandpa and granddaddy of the bunch there, he had several acres, and he split that up between them. I think it was 5 or 6 kids there. They all got like 80 acres, I believe. And anyway, one of my uncles he had some equipment there to work with. Most of them didn't have everything like that, but he had a binder, a wheat binder or oats. It was the early version of the combine. Because what this part did, it just cut the wheat and put it in little bundles like that, and tied it. And whenever you ride on the back of it, and they used to do it with horses, but that's the way the Amish do it. My grandpa and uncles and all that, they did have a tractor, an old John Deere B, I think it was. In any case, I would help. I was young, and me and my brother would help out there. They'd run that binder down through the wheat and everything, and then after a while, you got 7 or 8 little bundles in that hopper thing there. That chute would drop out, and then they'd be on the ground and continue bundling more, and then we'd come behind there and shock the wheat. You put several of them together, and then you put a cap on it. You just sprang out the wheat stalks and everything. See, the whole thing was still there. It was just cut off that far above the ground, or maybe that much. So the rest of it, you put that shock, you put the cap on it so the rain or something like that didn't really hurt it that bad. And then after that process was all done, then they would come by with the thrash machine, set it up there at the barn, usually close to the barn, and run it off the tractor. And this would take the place of what the combine, the last part of the combine did. It would separate the straw from the grain, and it blow that straw in a great big pile. Of course, me and my brother liked to play on that after they got done. But then our job was to stack up the grain. There's a chute come down, and it had a Y-shaped thing there with hooks on it. You put a gunny sack, toe sack on one, burlap, and then when you put it on both of them, actually, then this thing had a damper. So whenever you're having it, we're still in one sack, and eventually that sack gets almost full. So then you slip your damper over, so it's putting the grain in the other sack. While you pull this off, tie it up, drag it back, put another sack on. By that time, the other one's just about full. That's a pretty big process for a couple of young guys like us. I mean, I don't know what them sacks weigh. When you bought them in the store filled with seed, they were about 100 pounds, but I don't know what they exactly weighed. I know they're heavy enough to drag over. We couldn't pick them up. So that was one of the incidents we had that kind of reminded me of the old way the Amish do it now. Like I say, it was hard work, but even back when I was a kid like that, and we didn't have all the computers and cell phones, of course, but we did play outside, and I've noticed that an awful lot of the folks back then was not big and chubby like I am, because now I'm guilty as anybody about sitting in front of the computer. I don't mess with a cell phone. I got a little track phone. You can't hardly do nothing on it besides talking. That's all I need. I don't need all that fancy gadgetry on there. But anyway, that was just a little bit of it, what I remember about the old style ways of doing things. I think it was 1953 when my grandpa got electric. And, at that point in time, I believe we lived with him, with him and my grandma. Our family did. We had the upstairs and they had the downstairs. And then finally in '56, we was able to, my mom and dad was able to have a little house built. My grandpa did most of the work on that. And then later on, I think about the next year or something, we did manage to get an old used 17-inch TV. So a little different than what it is now, but kind of a laid-back way of living and everything. And hard work, yes, it really was. You know, my grandpa didn't have, his newest car was a '29 Model A, and he didn't get that till, well, I mean, I don't know how old I was, but I was up there old enough to remember him getting it. And we used to have these little get-togethers out like on the 4th of July. I remember they'd be wash tubs full of ice and water, and you'd have sodas all in there, and they would have an apple bobbing deal, you know, where you have apples floating in the water, you try to grab one with your teeth and all. Everybody sat around, had a good time, had good meals and everything and all that, but, you know, we don't do that much anymore. Matter of fact, I don't even see my relatives very much anymore. I should. I'm not out with them, but I guess it's just too convenient to stay home and do nothing. All right, well, I'm going to ramble on long enough. I might go ahead and, I don't know, do a little one more of these things sometime or other if anybody shows any interest in hearing what Noel Codger's got to say about the past. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching, subscribing, rating, and share if you want to.